I want to give you some tips for the flashcard or review screen in GreekKit, most of which you've probably discovered already, but I want to make sure nobody misses anything that would be helpful or misinterprets anything they're seeing. So 3 ways to get to the review screen. You can tap the review button at the top right on the main screen to review vocabulary words from all of your list. You can go into an individual list and tap the review button at the top right, which will review words from only that list. And also on the main screen, if you hold down on a list, it will immediately launch into reviewing that list. So once you're in the review screen, some things to note at the top left is the count of the number of times that that word occurs in the New Testament, which if you tap, you can see all of the places where it occurs. And you can press resume review at the bottom to get back into the review session. At the top right is the count or the flashcard number. So we're on 2 of 24, 3 of 24. Then we have the lexical form of the word, the most obvious thing on the screen. And you can actually tap that also to go into the word overview screen. Or you could, with the definition beneath it, you can tap that if you want to edit the wording of the definition. And then below that, in the blank space, if you have the option to show notes in a flashcard session, then they will appear there. At the bottom, you have some buttons we'll talk about in a minute that change depending on the context. So in terms of navigation, you can swipe forward and backwards. You can also tap to advance through the list as well. If you want to do automatic navigation, you can access the slideshow. Sometimes that button won't be there depending on where you're at. You can always access slideshow from the options menu as well. So once you tap that, it will begin advancing the words at a speed that I thought was comfortable for me, but you can change that in the settings if you like. You can also press the pause button at the bottom left, and you'll get back your options button along with the resume button, and the screen just stopped wherever it was you were. You can press resume to continue going through the list automatically. And even while you're going through the list automatically, you can swipe forward and backwards. And then after you've stopped swiping, it will begin automatically advancing again on its own. And so in terms of options, so I'll pause the list. I'll go to options. Some of these are obvious, things we've already talked about. The settings allows you to change the maximum number of words to show up to 200 in one session. The seconds per slide show, you can take that all the way down to 1 second. I'll skip over the next one momentarily. So then you have the show notes option. And lastly, the font, which a number of options are available here to you. So with the show definition without waiting for tap or swipe, that means that the word and the definition are going to be on the same screen, but I can turn that off, and I can press done. And then it starts my review session and allows me to have the words where I can quiz myself. So I see the word, I try to recall what it is. I either tap or swipe and the word appears, okay? And so those are some options for you. I hope that's been helpful. And let me know what else would be helpful to you on this screen. Thank you.